Oh, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's having a fantastic start to the week, and hopefully, you guys had a wonderful weekend. Weather's starting to get nice. Well, a lot of us lost 1 hour of sleep. As a matter of fact, I think everybody did. But and I'm feeling it too. It's weird. But I wanted to take some time to talk about and just recap the sales of the gold eagles from last week that I had pegged as being a coin to possibly get in on. This is not a throw it in your face type video where I'm saying haha I told you so, none of that stuff. But I've made a living researching, documenting trends of U.S. mint product and coins of this particular magnitude. So that way, some of you folks out there, some of my listeners and my subscribers, can possibly take advantage of this. And we hit it out of the park again with another fantastic release that sold out relatively quickly. I would say same day it sold, and there's a few factors that went into it. What's so special about these coins? First of all, they're proof strikes. We'll just get that out of the way. Number two, these are the final designs for proof strikes. The outgoing reverse design will be swapped over by the U.S. Mint with a new revised cutting edge design mid-year. All right, so there was a few different ways that you could order these gold coins. You could order them independently by the actual weight of the coin. So there's a 1/10 ounce, quarter ounce, half ounce, and a 1 ounce 999 fine gold eagle. Again, these are West Point proofs. Or you could purchase the 4-coin set, which is I'm sure a lot of people were kind of gunning for. And if you're able to solidify a sale, okay, you have a couple different courses of action from there. You could either sell the set and just flip it, which you can make a pretty decent amount of money doing it that way. Or you could take the coins and then reroute them to PCGS or NGC, get them graded, and most assuredly they're going to come out proof 70s. Very rarely would you see him anything under that. I mean, you might get the occasional proof 69 if the coin has maybe a flaw on it or something like that. Which generally with these types, they're not that easy to find, I guess. But or they come up less frequently. Proof 70s and gold eagles are pretty regular out there. These will have high pops compared to the amount of total coins that were produced. All right, so that's what we're going to focus on. We're also going to take a look at recent eBay sales because this is March 11th. Here we are on the 15th. People have received their coins. Okay, if they did the overnight shipping, paid a little bit extra to get those. And to keep in mind, this is not a household limit of one type purchase, whereas the Silver Eagle and Gold Eagle V75s from last fall or last summer were. All right, so this is kind of a different story here. I'm not saying the sky's the limit, but depending on how much capital you have to be able to buy these in quantity will determine how much, I guess, the overall kind of like profit margin you have in the end. But a few other things. If you guys were expecting the Monday market report, I'm doing a little bit of a switch, okay, this week. And we're actually taking that report and we are going to launch it on Wednesday. All right, so it'll be our nice little midweek kind of break from life. And you guys can check out the Monday market report. Should be really excellent. Again, the market, I took a glance at some of the coins that I've sold on Great Collections, and it's just nothing's changed. The market is as strong as ever. So we'll be doing that on Wednesday. Second of all, we received the first 2021 San Francisco proof set. All right. Now, I talked about this in a video 2 weeks ago when my primary kind of sales pitch was to promote the gold eagles. Okay, so based off of mintage figures, these were going to be a home run. All right, there might be one or two of you that say otherwise, but yeah, the proof is in the pudding. So I talked about this proof set right here. Okay, and I said, well, in no such words, that these are not an investable set, although they're certainly pretty. These even have the brand new, highly acclaimed Washington crossing the Delaware quarter, and they've also brought the date back to the front of the coin. Kind of a throwback to 1998 and previous to that. So that's cool. It's great to see. And if you were to look at both coins, because there is also the Tuskegee Airmen National Park quarter, the last one in the series, if you were able to order one of these and you took a look at the actual overall design of the obverse of both coins, they actually readopted what looks to be kind of the earlier hair engraving on the brand new quarter, whereas the National Park quarter had kind of like the featureless kind of flatter hair design on George Washington. Outstanding. In addition, on the newer quarter, you could see just more engraving detail, like the musculature of his face, the jaw lines more apparent. It's a really good, well executed quarter. And of course, you have the other coins as well. In addition to the brand new Native American proof dollar is also in there. So like I had said, this is not something that you can buy a whole bunch of, because these are highly allocated based off of the demand of the coins. So I'm not going to say they're minted to demand. Okay, it's kind of like that, but the mintage is it could be as high as it wants to be based on sales. If the U.S. Mint all of a sudden sees increased demand for these, okay, people keep buying them, and the mintages go up to many hundreds of thousands, then that's going to be the mintage limit. All the way up till they decide to just shut off the faucet and say, we're not going to, this is the outgoing proof set. And they'll usually run this for 2 years straight. So we're in 2021. It's still going to be available for sale next year too. So this is not an investable piece. It is more for a collection base. People like to crack these out and put them into albums. It's a well-executed set. Okay, another thing to keep in mind. For whatever reason, the U.S. Mint did not put in a promotional coin in here like they did the last 2 years. Just to remind you, they released a Special Strike West Point Lincoln cent in 2019 that they added as a bonus feature to this. And they also released a 2019, or 2020 rather, West Point Jefferson nickel, okay, which at the time, extremely breakthrough for what it was. But as you guys know, we did not see a West Point Business Strike Jefferson nickel in the mint set last year, and this is when they were having production issues and all that great stuff. They decided to put a hard stop on that program, and we haven't seen or heard anything since. So if we are going to use denomination as kind of like the progression of this program, you would think that there would be a West Point Roosevelt dime proof coin in here. But it was never talked about, and I don't foresee the program going any further than last year's, it was like springtime, that they released the reverse proof Jefferson nickel. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, if it's not in there, it's not talked about, it's not promoted on the US Mint website, therefore it does not exist. Okay, don't buy it thinking that, oh yeah, they're going to produce it later and then send it off to people that have bought it. All right, the word on the street is that the program is on a hard stop and it's possibly done. All right, and I think that's probably the main reason and catalyst as to why we're not going to see any more West Point quarter business strike releases into circulation. That's also pretty interesting. That has been a huge contributing factor to getting collectors, new and old, into coin roll hunting and to the hobby in general. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of these coins. We're going to start out with looking at the 4-coin set that you could have bought at the tune of $4,410. It seems like a lot, but you're getting all 4 coins. And I believe it's a marginally lesser expensive way of buying all 4 coins if you're able to buy it as a set. Keep in mind the product limit for this one is 8,200. There are no more available. Okay, they did sell through all of it, but when they put the remind me button, there is also the possibility that they could re-release a few of them. All right, but when that happens, usually none of us will know, because they'll launch it, people will get a notification, and it scoop them up quickly. And we're talking a very minimal amount of coins. So what happens here when that happens? They'll go through all the orders. Okay, they'll audit the actual orders with the paperwork and just all of the website data from that point. And if there's any sort of weird kind of like credit card chargeback reversal, that sort of thing, they'll actually take that order, okay, they'll null it, and then they'll add the sets back to the website. That's kind of how it works, but it's part of their auditing process. So there's also the possibility that maybe a few dozen of these will head back to the website at some point, if and only if that were the case. All right, so this one's $4,400. That's a lot of money for 4 coins. Keep in mind, household limits, none. If you were a savvy shopper, all right, you could go on here and buy all 8,200 sets at $4,400 a piece. If you got the money, why not, right? Because, these things are selling really well on the secondary market, and you'll see here momentarily. So I figure we'd start at the lowest or the smallest weight of coin. That's the 1/10. All right, so this one right here, just to kind of give you guys a fast reminder, this was available for $260. These are also unavailable. They sold through their allocated mintage of this particular fractional. All right, so there was a total mintage limit of 16,200, but that's also split between the singular coin sales and the 4-coin set that we had seen about a minute ago. The product limit for this particular listing is 8,000 pieces. All right, $260. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how much these are selling for on the secondary market. So there are people that are selling confirmed sales. Okay, here's the first one here, March 13th. Actually, let me go ahead and refresh this. Yeah, there was a few extra. All right, so if you were able to obtain one of these and you have either received or you're still waiting for your coins, okay, you could turn around and flip it like these folks. They're all confirmed orders, as typed out on there. Sold out at the mint. So these coins, the 1/10, has sold for these amounts of money. So we have a buy it now for $339.99. This one right here is at $375. $349 right here for another confirmed. This one here, confirmed order, $365. So let's say, for argument's sake, let's just use an average of $350. Okay, so we have a cost of $260. I would say if you only ordered 1 coin, you're not going to make much money at all. All right, especially if you're just flipping the raw coin back out into the marketplace at a higher price limit. We have to keep in mind that this individual also paid, if you were buying 1 coin, paid for shipping. So let's say they went expedited style and they had paid like $15 to get this thing in like 2 days. So we'll add in $20 to that, and that's $280. On the sale end of it, keep in mind that when you sell these coins, there is a 10% fee from eBay. So right off the top, you're going to have to take off like $35 off of every listing of this type. So that cuts into the profit even more. So, you sold it for $350, you take off $35, you're at $315. The margin of profit is getting slimmer. So we are now at a cost basis for buying the coin from the US Mint at $280 or $275. And the coin that you have sold, you have netted out after eBay fees, you are down to $315. All right, so we have a profit margin of only $40 at that point. And then you also have to factor in things like shipping. All right, you ship this thing out. More than likely, you would probably want to send it out in a priority flat rate small box, which costs about $8. So that's $8 off the top. So you are now at a profit of about $32. So it's things like this. If you look at it at like a much bigger picture for one singular coin, you're not going to be making nearly as much money. All right. Now, these are selling for about $80 to $100 more than what was originally advertised on the US Mint website, but people don't think and keep in mind all of the fees associated with the sale. Now, there are certain things that'll help you make more money in this particular case. If you had bought the coin and just paid the $4.50 or whatever it is for the regular shipping, all right, then that helps. You saved yourself $10, but it'll take, maybe a week longer to get your coin. If you charge for shipping on your sale, okay, that'll also help out as well. All right, so and a lot of these folks, they've sold it for a little bit higher value than $350, but there's this one sale for $339. I mean, they definitely left some money on the table at that point. All right, and then this individual here, this 3,700 or best offer, it looks like a best offer was accepted. This is for the 1/10, quarter ounce, and half ounce coins. The 1 ounce coin is missing from that set. Keep that in mind. All right, so that's the 1/10. So we're looking at a $80 to $100 above cost profit for that coin. And keep in mind, the more you order, the more you'll make. So if you see something like this, if you ordered 10, and then sold all of them raw, then you will make, probably about $400 to $500 in profit, real money into your pocket. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but if you buy it to flip it raw, that's probably not your best course of action. What people are doing is they're sending these off to the graders. So they're sending them off to PCGS and GC. They're going to put their fancy label, last issue of, the Mercanti artwork or whatever the case may be. They'll put first day of issue on there, and that's, a formality when you send off your product in their original shipping box that it came in from the mint, and you just rerouted it to them, then that's where all of the additional kind of like extra special things are going to help you make a little bit extra money. Now, if I had to predict, a coin like this in a Proof 70 will probably end up fetching you somewhere around $450. All right, so that's going to be kind of like the end game when it comes to it. Keep in mind, you got to pay fees to send this out to PCGS or NGC. You also have to pay shipping. So you also want to take into account how much those pieces are as you go through the process of trying to move these coins. Keep in mind, these are extraordinary. These are going to be the type of coins that over the course of, 10 years, these things will double in value, maybe triple in value because of what they meant at that point in time. When you have a transition from an old design to a new design, people remember the new design for a number of years because that's what's thrusted to them. But with the old designs, people do forget. All right. And then the ones that really hold on to the memory of that particular reverse design, they're going to put more money into them. Okay. Because supply becomes less. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the quarter ounce, which is right here. And just to recap this one, this is a coin that was available to you at $615. There is a total mintage limit of only 10,900 pieces. Product limit specifically for this listing alone is only 2,700. That is low. All right. And a household limit of none, which means you could order one, you could order 100, you could order all 2,700. I don't think that's the case just because of the website issues for the checkout process. That was not going to happen. There wasn't going to be one person monopolizing all 2,700 coins of this singular listing. So $615. All right, let's go ahead and check out how much the quarter, as you can see, I put 1/4 for quarter proof in there. And these have gone up quite substantially. We have a promised NGC graded piece here that has sold for $1,625. The actual raw values, as you can see, this one right here, $731.51, confirmed order, which I think is a friggin' steal, to be absolutely honest with you. This one here, $792, $800 right here. All right, so the amount of profit to be made off of this coin is much higher, but the fees are bigger. All right, so the fees will end up being around $75 to $80 for these such coins because of the final sale price of them. But as you can see, based off of the original list price of $615 to where we're at right here, there is a gross profit of about $180 per coin. So if you ordered multiple of these, that's where you're going to make the most amount of money. If you send them out to NGC PCGS, look at that. That's $1,000 profit. I've always told folks, why would you not want to send it off to the graders if you had something like this? This is a different animal. You are going to be making so much more money if you sent this out to NGC or PCGS, and getting it graded. Most of them will come back a 70. But even if they didn't, you're still going to make money. Okay, those 69s will end up selling for about $700 to $800. All right, so that's a pretty safe bet to do. All right, so huge. I mean, graded 70s, $1,000 plus profit margins on a very low production offering. That quarter ounce denomination is huge. 2,700 pieces for a singular coin. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the half ounce type. And then I want you guys to stay tuned after we recap all of the coins because I'm going to give you my 30-day spec on some upcoming mint releases, see if there's anything there. All right, so this gets even more crazier. All right, so the price is $1,205. And yes, it's high compared to the actual gold content. It's quite a bit high, actually. We have a mintage limit of only 9,800 across the board. That's also including the 4-coin set that we saw earlier. And product limit specifically for this listing is only 1,600 pieces. Let that sink in a little bit. I mean, if you didn't see this one coming, I mean, all of the coins, all of these golds were gold mines. If you were able to get in, you bought a few of them. You didn't have to buy 100 of them. You just had to buy a few of them. And then, wow, there you go. It's going to be huge. So product limit of 1,600 for singular coin sales, $1,205. Let's go ahead and check and see how much the half ouncers are going for raw. Okay, there's that same listing right there. $1,575. Okay, so the profit is like much bigger. I mean, we're talking $360 in profit on that one coin, right? Yeah, $1,205. There you go. $1,575. Here's what it looks like for a predetermined Proof 70 through NGC. $2,600. Wow. So that's a $1,400 profit right there. Gross profit before you net out all of the fees, and then you're still going to be making like $1,100-$1,200 at the end of the day. Huge. Yeah, it's just incredible. Just the prices. I mean, there's nothing wrong with selling it raw. If you didn't want to deal with the rigmarole of doing the grading and authentication, I mean, it's up to you, but you're leaving a lot of money on the table. If you bought them in quantity, that's going to be a huge deal, because if you bought, like, for instance, 10 of them. Okay, obviously, you want to send them off to the graders. They all come back Proof 70. Maybe one will come back as 69. But your net profit is going to end up being like $10,000. That's a lot of money for not really going the extra mile and sending these out. That's important. But as you can see, robust sales up and down. I mean, this is definitely one of the fractionals to buy of this Gold Eagle. That is incredible. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the big dog, and that's the 1 ounce. I have a feeling the 1 ounce has a little bit higher product limit, okay, and it does. So we have a sale price at the time of issue, $2,375. Total mintage limit is still low, 12,700 across the singular coin sales and the 4 coin sets that we saw previously. And we also have a product limit on this one of 4,500. So it's right up there with the 1/10 ounce. The 1 ounce, of course, as you guys know, is the most popular, weight and fractional to buy. It's not considered a fractional because 1 ounce is 1 ounce of gold. So we got $2,375, 1 ounce sales. That's for a 1/2 ounce. That's for a 1/10 ounce. And that's also 1/2 ounce. Here's the 1 ounce. So we have one confirmed sale right here of $3,000. So we got a little bit of a profit, of about $600, $620 thereabouts, which is pretty nice, pretty good. Here's what a proof 70 of the 1 ouncer would go for. So we have one confirmed sale of $4,950, which effectively is over 2 times issue price. Why would you not want to send these out? This is easy pickings. You double up. So in this particular case, if you bought 10 of these, nearly all of them come back a proof 70 with the exception of maybe 169. That's $20,000 in profit. I mean, come on. This is what I strive for. This is what I live for on a weekly basis. I always go out and I hunt out trends for any coin. It doesn't matter if it's US Mint or Canadian Mint or some other mint or private issue. I always look for the stuff that people might want to make a few extra bucks on, all right? So it's easy spec, it's easy money for you guys. I wish I had the kind of money to throw around $2,400 on a 1 ounce gold. I envy the folks that can do that and have the ability. But we've seen a few sales. Most of what's being sold, here's a 1 ounce right here that's sold on the 11th. So the day of issue, confirmed order, $3,099.99. Let's just call it $3,100. That's an easy $650 profit right there. Maybe just a little bit more. 720. Yeah, my math is all jank this morning. But as you can see, people are selling. People are buying. People are certainly missing out on these. And another thing to keep in mind, the people that are going out and spending $29.99 on a raw one, you know what's going to happen. They're going to receive the coin. They're going to send it out to the graders. All right? They're not going to sit on this. They're going to send it out. And they're going to get the first day of issues, Proof 70, Ultra Cameo, Deep Cameo. They're going to get them back and sell them for $4,500 to $5,000. So if you think that this is kind of like a shanky kind of deal where, it's like, oh, well, they're asking $600-700 above what list is. I'm like, that's arbitrage. That's a commonality in today's e-commerce landscape. It's inescapable. It's always going to happen. People are going to be making opportunities and chances left and right. And people are going to take a look at this listing and like, oh my goodness, $29.99 seems like a lot, but I'm going to buy it anyways. You know why? Because I'm going to send it off to PCGS or NGC. It comes back a 70, and then I'll go and make $1,500 off of the coin. That's smart money. That's how you do it. When you know it's a sure thing, and these things are going to sell for what the market commands, you better keep in mind that that is going to be the case. And then people will be successful. Okay, the real question is, do you want to do it too? Do you have, $3,000? People are going to be receiving their stimulus money this week. I would say if you want to make some extra money, that you would do something like this. Or if not this, get the 1/2 ounce, because that is an also easy $1,000 profit. Even if you bought the coin on eBay raw, turn around and flipped it to NGC, and it comes back at 70, it's great. And keep in mind, about 80% of all the coins will be proof 70. The pops are so high, guys, on these US Mint proof issues. It doesn't matter if it's this or that proof set that I was showing you earlier. this is a great opportunity. Even though they're sold out at the mint, there is still some opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to hop onto eBay. See if you could find a deal or two. You could go as low as buying the 1/10, sending it out to the graders, and going that way. I mean, you could do little baby steps, okay? Because a $150 profit is still a $150 profit, okay? You just got to put time into it. And some money. Money doesn't hurt either. But anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about for the gold issues. Let's do one more thing. I don't see anything incredible. We do have the silver proof set coming out April 22nd, but keep in mind, $105 is the issue price of this proof set when it releases April 22nd. You're probably thinking to yourself, God, that is high. Yeah, it was like $72 last year, but there are a few things that have happened since then. Well, first of all, you're getting 3 less quarters because last year's issue had 5 National Park quarters. This only has 2, and these are all 999 fines. The price that you see on the list runs concurrently with the precious metals market. So the PM market has jumped up in the last 12 months, and that's why there is a price adjustment on this. I'll probably end up buying one of those still at the ridiculous price, but, you know, it is what it is. You have the William Henry Harrison presidential medal. Nah, I'm not really into it. Presidential stuff is flat. If not, you lose money on them. The American Buffalo 1 ounce gold is always a popular thing, but I think with something like this, the product and mintage limit is unlimited. So, you know, it's mint to demand. You're pretty much just buying it for gold. So keep that in mind. But I would say that's it, guys. The new American Gold Eagle with the revised brand new reverse on them will be hitting and dropping this summer. I would say that's the next big thing. The mintages will be a little bit higher compared to these outgoing designs here that we just saw last week. So keep that in mind. We'll do a quick spec on them as we get closer to release. I think it might be a June or July release. But that'll be interesting to see. You know, the mintages on those might be 20,000 or higher. But that's it. That's our recap for today. Stay tuned for the Monday market report, which will be dropping this Wednesday. So we're going to do a little something different to you know, shake things up. And then we'll go back to the regularly scheduled schedule this weekend. So we're going to do the PCMR, the pocket change, and then the Monday market, which will either drop Sunday night, Monday morning. We'll see. And then we'll go from there. So, yeah, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Sean, with BlueRidgeSilverhound. It was a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining in on this video. And furthermore, if you guys had the time to jump on to my buddy's channel, I did an interview with him last night. The name of his channel is What Up with Rob and Chris. It's actually in my community tab. If you wanted to check that out, it's got a link direct to his channel. Any subscriptions are greatly appreciated as he continues to grow. A couple of great guys, very funny, and they're going to do some pretty relevant things with new interviews with some awesome people in the future. But that's going to go ahead and do it. You guys take care. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell. You know the drill. Coinaholics, we are discovering together. You guys take care. Stay safe this Monday, today, and I'll see you on the next coin video. You guys take care.